Hey guys, and welcome back to another video, and today I am going to do a video on two of these Dell Inspirons, and I'm going to swap the CPUs in them. So yeah, let's just get started. And one thing I want to say, this laptop has a Pentium and it's running Windows 7. And the one underneath, which is definitely older, it has a broken hinge, but whatever. It has a Core 2 Duo and is running Vista, so that's interesting. So I think this laptop is older because, an older laptop shouldn't ship with a newer operating system. So anyways, let's just get straight into it. This battery doesn't work, so I'm gonna take that out. First of all, let's just do it on this laptop. I believe this one does have a socketed CPU, so that's good. Just unscrew all of these screws that are on this panel. I don't think these can go up to Windows 10 because of some display resolution issues, but they can go up to Windows 8, so if you want a faster experience. And yes, this does have a socketed CPU, so that's good. We can put this aside for now and get the other Dell Inspiron. This is a Inspiron 1545, so I think this other Inspiron, I don't know what it is. I might have to talk about that later, but it is a different model of Inspiron. You can see this one has less screws for the panel, so. And I think you can find CPUs for these somewhere online, Amazon, eBay, whatever website. But anyways, it's time to get to that CPU and GPU. Sorry about that, but right here. Fully unscrew these. I'm sorry if I'm a little bit clumsy today. Alright, and that is our Pentium processor. And now I can just get a tool to just undo this. I should be able to remove it. Should be able to remove it. Alright, now I can remove it. And that is the Pentium processor. Now I'm going to take a look at that in a bit, but first let's just get into the Core 2 Duo Inspiron. So yeah, let's just get into it. And if you're wondering why I'm doing this, is that I found this at the dumpster. It's in a lot worse condition, so I thought, why not just put a better CPU in a laptop that's in much better condition and get a newer operating system, better CPU in one laptop. So let's just see if this will work. Alright, that's a lot of fluff. Wow. This can make some interesting content, so let's get my brush and start brushing some of this dust out. And that is the Core 2 Duo. So, let me get the other Inspiron. I'm just gonna unlatch these CPUs. All right. Oh. All right. Time to remove this Pentium processor and this Core 2 Duo. And the Pentium, and they fit, so I think this will work. So I'm gonna keep the thermal pads on here, but I am going to put some new thermal paste on these. I do have some spare thermal paste and 91% alcohol. No, isopropyl alcohol, so just dump this out. And I do have one Q-tip. So first of all, first of all, let's just clean the CPU of the Inspiron 5145. So get the alcohol and spray it onto the Q-tip and just start cleaning all that crusty thermal paste off of the CPU. No, that is a clean CPU. So, look at that crusty thermal paste. So, I'm gonna wipe the rest of it off with a microfiber cloth. And there we go. So, I'm not sure if the lighting is that good. I'm sorry if it's horrible. I forgot to remove this battery. So now that that's done, we can get the heat sink for the computer and just clean that off and push this aside. Spray some alcohol. And let me get a paper towel to just wipe that off. So I got the paper towel, just get that off. Spray a little more. And see all of that crusty thermal paste. So that's the best I can get it. Let's get some new thermal paste put onto the CPU. So this is actually first, let's just see if it works. So I'm just gonna flip it over and power it on without a heat sink because I'm only gonna do this for a very short period of time. So it doesn't need a heat sink, so let's plug it in. It does turn on, so that's good. So now we can put the new thermal paste on. This cap is a little stuck. Sorry about that. All right, there we go. And put the new thermal paste on. And put the heatsink on. All right, and the thermal paste will spread thinly and evenly across the CPU die. So now that that's done, we can put the cover back on, clipping it in place. Can screw in all of the screws to hold it in. Put the battery back in, and now we can do the same for the other laptop. Gonna be keeping the thermal pad on, so it's time to use the opposite side. Let me just clean this Q-tip off so nothing falls onto the computer. So let's just get this part. There we go. Now I can clean it off. That is satisfying. Just getting all of that crusty thermal paste off of the CPU. There we go. And now we can just get the rest of that thermal paste off. I couldn't get all of it, so we do have a little bit left. But anyways, we can now just put this computer aside and clean off the thermal paste from the heatsink. This is gonna be I've actually never redone the thermal paste on a non-Apple laptop before, if you wanted to know. All right. Now we can apply the new thermal paste to the CPU die. Take off the cap. And now we can just blow out the fins of the heatsink. Get all the dust out. Time to put the heatsink back in the device. There we go. Now we can just screw it in. And there we go. So now we can put the cover back on. No clips on this panel, so it's just screws. There are a couple clips, but not that much. So now we can put the battery back in, latching it in place, and powering it on. Okay, sorry, this tripod stand kind of sucks, but there we go. Now we can plug it in and turn it on. And it turns on, so that's good. So yeah, that's basically it for this video. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Oh wait, also check out my Twitter at ufelix5.